Hey you guys, welcome back to a new episode of Roots of Barbering tutorial. So as I already told you guys the last episode, I will come back and show you how I use some tools and some techniques. So today I'm gonna talk about scissor over comb technique. I will show you a little bit how you learned it in school, and I will show you a little bit how I do it in the shop here at Geo Shop Rotterdam. So I hope you're gonna enjoy, and here we go. Hey you guys, so I'm with Hank here, you know, and I will show you the technique that you use at school. And I have to turn this around. Shoot. Don't do that with customers, man. So the nape is already on 0, so it was a little bit easier to show you guys how fluid it goes. I will show you with my 7-inch how you learned it at school. So normally when you have at school you learn a C shape, right? So that's kind of like this. So most of the time it was starting at the bottom and go out, right? Starting at the bottom and then go out. That's how you use it, how they used it in school. So you made a C shape. Start from the bottom, go up, and then go out. Again, start from the bottom, and then go out. The preference of the hair would be ideal when it's dry and not when it's wet. I know some guys, they do it in wet hair as well, but they are really experienced, you know, and they see what they do, and they had a lot of hours to practice that. For me, I always tell the beginners and apprentice, start always in dry hair, because the thing is, if you cut in wet hair, you don't see the difference of the color of the hair. If you blow dry it and it's dry, the color will always be lighter, because water and hair, you know, always makes the color of the hair darker. So it's very important that you bear that in mind. If you want to do scissor over comb, do it in dry hair. It's way easier to always have the overview of what you're cutting. Yeah. So we do it again. Start from 0, go up, and then go out. That's the main thing how they learned it at school. So now that I showed you the school method, I want to show you how we do it at Geo Shop and how I learned the guys that want to learn from me how we do it as a method. So I work with the ridge of the comb. So if I start from 0, and then I push it to the inside. Why? Because most of the time when you work with a C shape, yeah, on this ridge here, there always stays a lot of bulk. So this is going to be heavy. If you do it with the technique how I show you, look, you can go horizontal up way further, and then you pull it in, and there's always this line that you can follow. So there is more control of how you do the scissor over comb technique. And this is a little bit of practice and a little bit of feeling how you and when you should turn your comb inside. But I think it's a better method to help you have more control over the whole haircut and the scissor over comb technique. So after you've been done with scissor over comb technique, I can show you a little bit how I blend out, because I always find afterwards scissor over comb technique is a really good technique, but there's always some blunt lines in it. So what I use afterwards is most of the time a blending scissor. I have two types of blending scissors. One has less teeth and one has more teeth. The more teeth they got, the less they blend out, the less teeth they got, the more they blend out. So if you need to do fine work, I would suggest use the bigger blending scissor with more teeth, so the blending goes more natural and more fluid. And with that technique, you can do the same technique as I showed you before. Go inwards, and where you think I need to go out, you push the comb inside. So you will see that you always find this little ridge that you can follow, so you're never gonna make a mistake. The only mistake what you can do is with your left hand when you pull it too much to the inside, so there comes holes in it. But I think with enough practice, you can manage that and control that. So I want to show you a method, because everybody always asks me about, hey, how does it come that you can cut so fast? So I learned the technique, at home. Do it just 5 minutes and then 5 times a day. But it helps you with your muscle memory. And that's this technique here. And only use your thumb, So don't do this, because you will get cramps in your hand if you just do this. No, that's a simple technique. You can use your hand or maybe a surface where you just can only cut with your thumb. You see that? Only my thumb. So that's some little tips from me to you. And I hope you tune in the next time in Roots of Barbering tutorials. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial about scissor over comb technique, and you see the difference how you learn it in school and how I use my techniques in my shop. For everybody there's a different technique, but it's also a new information for you guys what you can use in your weapon arsenal to get better haircuts, right? So I hope you tune in for the next time in Roots of Barbering and Roots of Barbering tutorials. Many blessings from me and MJ, and we hope you check out the next video. See you soon!